Congratulations, you've made it to the end of your B2 Residential Remodeling Contractor License Exam Prep course. That's a huge accomplishment, and it reflects your commitment to building a legitimate, successful, and compliant remodeling business in California. Whether you've gone through the entire course in a structured order or jumped between modules at your own pace, what matters most is that you now have a strong foundation in the knowledge areas required to pass both the law and business and the B2 trade exams, and more importantly, to run a professional contracting operation afterward. Let's take a moment to reflect on everything you've covered. You started by understanding what the B2 license is and why it exists. We talked about how this license was specifically created for residential remodeling contractors like you, people who work on existing wood frame homes and manage projects involving at least 3 unrelated trades. You learned what you can do under the B2 classification and, just as critically, what's outside your scope, like structural changes or full system installs. That clarity is essential not just for passing the test, but for avoiding violations, fines, or even license suspension once you're in business. From there, you moved through the licensing roadmap, from choosing your business structure, completing the CSLB application, documenting your experience, and avoiding common application pitfalls. You now know how to set up your company properly, select a qualifier if needed, and prepare for each phase of the CSLB's review process. These aren't just checkboxes for the application, they're strategic steps that determine whether you get approved quickly or run into frustrating delays. You also worked through the math essentials: how to calculate areas and volumes, how to interpret scales and diagrams, and how to apply construction math to real job scenarios. These are the exact kinds of skills CSLB wants to see on the exam, and the kind of accuracy clients expect on real job sites when you're estimating materials and labor. In the law and business section, you mastered the legal responsibilities that come with being a licensed contractor. From contract requirements and employee law to bonding, insurance, and lien rights, you now understand the rules that protect both you and your clients. You learned about Cal/OSHA safety requirements, employer obligations, public works bidding, and the details of business financial management. Passing the law and business exam is about more than memorization. It's about internalizing these rules so you avoid costly mistakes down the road. Then came the core construction knowledge for remodelers. You covered every major task involved in a typical residential remodel, from drywall to tile, from finished carpentry to painting. You know the differences between a repair and a rebuild, and when to call in a licensed subcontractor. You learned how to coordinate trades, maintain quality, and stay within the scope of your license. That's what makes a successful B2 contractor, not just technical skill, but managerial oversight. We also took a deep dive into California building codes, especially Title 24 Parts 6 and 11. You now know how to design for energy efficiency, meet CAL Green Material standards, and plan projects with accessibility and code compliance in mind. You understand the inspection process and how to handle permitting professionally, skills that help you avoid red tags and costly rework. In the planning and estimating module, we built your ability to manage project scope, read blueprints, detect design errors early, and estimate job costs with accuracy. These are the skills that separate pros from amateurs, skills that protect your profit margins and boost your client reputation. You also developed the ability to identify which trades are needed, when they're needed, and how to manage the schedule so the job flows smoothly from demolition to final walkthrough. The job site safety module reminded you that no job is worth risking a life or a license. From dust control and hazardous materials to emergency protocols and Cal/OSHA compliance, you're now better equipped to protect yourself, your crew, and your clients. Safety isn't just a requirement, it's a reflection of your professionalism. Finally, you sharpened your test-taking strategy with mock exams, sample questions, and timed practice sessions. You saw firsthand how the CSLB frames questions to test your judgment, not just your memory. If you followed along and practiced, you should now feel confident about the format, pacing, and types of logic the test requires. That confidence matters. Walking into the exam center with a clear head and a solid understanding gives you the best chance of passing on the first try. So, what's next? First, Double-check that all your final documents and fees have been submitted to CSLV. If you've already passed the exams, make sure your bond and insurance are in place and your workers' comp status is current. Don't delay. CSLV gives you 90 days after passing the test to finish the process. Miss that window, and you may have to start over. Second, begin preparing your business for real-world operations. If you haven't already done so, register your business name, secure your local business license, and set up a basic accounting system. Start building relationships with suppliers, subcontractors, and local inspectors. Look into job fitting platforms, marketing strategies, and software tools that will help you stay organized and competitive. Third, protect your reputation from day one. Use written contracts for every job. Keep detailed records. Stick to timelines. Pay your crew on time. Communicate with clients clearly and professionally. These habits don't just help you stay compliant, they help you earn referrals, build a solid client base, and get glowing reviews. And finally, keep learning. Licensing is just the beginning. Construction technology, energy codes, and client expectations are always evolving. The most successful contractors are lifelong learners. Consider getting additional specialty licenses in the future, or pursuing continuing education in green building, estimating, or project management. Growth is optional, but staying small isn't always safe. Make it a goal to constantly level up. You've invested your time, your energy, and your focus in this course, and that investment will pay off. You're not just studying for a test. You're preparing to run a real business, to serve your clients with integrity, and to represent what licensed contractors in California should stand for: safety, quality, and professionalism. Thank you for choosing this course as your exam prep partner. We wish you the absolute best as you move forward in your licensing journey and your remodeling career. Now go pass that test and start building your future.